This unlucky alien gets abandoned by all his fellows because he often makes mistakes. One day, while trying to get more friends, the alien accidentally sends a message to their sworn enemy. Now he's the only one who can save his nation. People believe it or not, life exists beyond our universe as well. Just like these slimy-looking aliens called the Boovs. They are best at running away from the enemy, the Gorg, and worst at making friends. Each of them just cares about himself and doesn't keep any feelings like the humans do. Except for one. This little fellow is a social butterfly and always tries to make friends, but the other Boovs keep avoiding him. Whenever they see him, they say "oh" in frustration, but the little Boov takes it positively and names himself "oh." He's always excited to do new things, and today is extra special because they are moving to a new planet to hide from their enemy. Their leader, Captain Smek, gathers them all and asks them to bring only the necessary luggage. To keep them safe from Gorg, Captain Smek has used his leadership qualities and intelligence to find the perfect planet for hiding, the Earth. As it lies in the Milky Way galaxy, Gorg will not find them because he is lactose intolerant. Moreover, the Earth is full of a variety of food. It's inhabited, but the humans are simple and backward, so it will not be difficult to keep them under control. Now it's time to initiate their plan. The Boovs choose a beautiful city as their new home and turn off the Earth's gravity for a while so the citizens can be relocated to other places. They just take seconds to construct a huge town called the Happy Human Town. It is equipped with all the necessities and free homes for all the families. Once the target city is evacuated, the aliens land down on Earth. They allocate apartments for each Boov and hand over the keys. O gets to live with lots of other Boovs and it makes him really happy. He greets all of them and invites them to his welcome home party. As soon as he settles down in the apartment, O starts making preparations for the party. He even decorates the walls and cooks special food that Boovs eat. Unfortunately, he keeps waiting at the door for hours but no one shows up. He visits their apartments but they all hide away. O feels really sad and lonely, but then he notices Kyle, the traffic police officer. Though Kyle has always been rude, O believes he's just joking and considers Kyle a friend. He invites him to the welcome party, but Kyle excuses himself because he has more important tasks to do. O asks him to join later and sends him the location through an email. However, instead of pressing send, he presses the send all button, and the invite is sent to the entire galaxy. Kyle starts to panic because Gorg will also receive this email in 40 hours and find their location. They are doomed. Kyle calls the police to arrest. O immediately runs away in his flying bubble. He asks the autopilot to find a place with no Boovs, and the autopilot suggests Antarctica. O is ready to go there, but the police have surrounded him from all sides. While trying to hide, he ends up at a convenience store where he meets a young girl named Tip. She is also running away from the aliens and gets scared to see O. She locks him in the fridge and gets ready to leave, but O begs her to listen to him. Tip gets angry and calls Boovs invaders who took over their planet and abducted humans. O refuses to accept this and says that Boovs tried their best to spread happiness in humans. This reminds Tip of the time when the humans were being relocated. Her mom was taken away by the aliens while she was left because her identity got mixed with the cat she was holding. She got separated from her mother because of the Boovs. O apologizes for the mistake and offers to fix Tip's car if she lets him get out. Tip can't travel without her car, so she lets O fix it. He does it in his own Boovs way and creates a flying vehicle called the Slushius. Meanwhile, Captain Smek is looking for a solution to stop Grog from invading them. He summons the big brain Boovs and asks for ideas. Someone suggested creating an alternate reality, but it will take 1,000,000 years and they only have 40 minutes. Another one suggests they should log into O's account and cancel the email before Gorg receives it. Captain Smek loves it because all of the Boovs' account's passwords are the word password. However, just like O, his password is also unique. Captain orders all of the police officers to search for O, especially Kyle. O tries to escape with Tip, but she refuses to give him a ride. She needs to find his mom. Hearing this, O offers to help because he knows how to locate her mom using the Boov Central Command antenna in Paris. Tip accepts the offer, but O wants to escape to Antarctica. He tries to change the destination in the GPS, but Tip doesn't let him. O decides to wait for his turn, and in the meantime, he can learn more about humans. He gets really surprised to know that humans keep useless animals like cats just for companionship. O wants Boovs to be friends with humans, but Tip calls them idiots. Hearing this, O recalls the great achievement of the Boovs. Long ago, their enemy, Gorg, invited the Boovs to a peace meeting. Captain Smek went there bravely and brought a stone trophy called the Shusher. Tip doesn't seem interested in the story and focuses on driving. They hide under the Statue of Liberty to avoid the Boov patrol, but Kyle notices the clues left behind them. Tip and O stop at the gas station to go to the toilet, but O uses this chance to take over the vehicle. Before he can fly to Antarctica, Kyle reaches there to arrest him. He wants to become a Boov hero by getting O's password and saving everyone. Luckily, Tip reaches there to save him, but she realizes that O was trying to run away. They start fighting over the car, and Kyle doesn't get a chance to arrest them. Finally, Tip ties up O and takes the driving seat. In chaos, Kyle drops his blasting gun and explodes the whole gas station. Kyle assumes that O and Tip have died, but they successfully escape. Kyle returns to Captain Smek and confesses that he erased O before getting the password. Now they will never get the password, and Gorg will kill them. Meanwhile, Tip is speeding towards Paris, but O advises her to change her mind because Paris is full of Boovs. Tip still wants to do it, which amazes O because the Boovs don't do anything if the success probability is less than 50%. Tip asks O to calm down and listen to some music. As she puts on a song, O starts feeling the rhythm throughout his body. His hands and legs seem to be moving by themselves. Tip calls it dance, but O believes that something is wrong with his body, so he jumps in the lake to cool down his body. Tip waits for him for hours and passes the time by watching her mom's videos. Suddenly, O gets out of the water without realizing how long he has taken. Tip scolds him for being careless because she thought he was dead. He can't leave someone alone like this. Especially Tip because she is still a kid. It's not normal for human kids to travel alone like this. Tip struggled to settle in the new city, but she was finally happy because of her mom. But the Boovs ruined everything. They don't understand relationships because they don't have parents and families. However, O is gradually understanding Tip's condition. She is both mad and sad because she lost someone really valuable to her. Humans are more complicated than they seem to be. Tip quietly gets back in the car while O keeps wondering what he should do now. He even forgot about his email, which is going to reach Gorg in less than 16 hours. Captain Smek is panicking and orders all the big brain Boovs to start trying all the possible combinations of words and letters so they can crack the password. The next morning, Tip and O continue flying to Paris. Tip wants to know more about the grog, so O introduces him as the taker. If he likes anything, he will take it at any cost. But Tip doesn't have to worry because O is pretty sure that the big brain Boovs will fix his mistakes like they always do. However, he's going to face a huge punishment. They have rule. If a Boov makes more than 9 mistakes, he will be erased. O has done 62 so far, and this one was the biggest. He will not be forgiven this time. Tip feels sorry for him and tries to cheer him up by telling a joke. It's O's first time experiencing a joke, and he surely loves it. After a while, they reach Paris, but it is full of Boovs. O wants to run away, but Tip has a plan. They just need to find a way to sneak inside the great antenna that is built on the Pisa Tower. The only problem is, O will get recognized easily. Tip pulls out her whole makeup kit to change O's appearance, but he believes a fake mole is enough. Surprisingly, it works. They sneak into the great antenna and reach the central command. All big brain Boovs are working there to stop the email. After stepping in one of the pods, O gets shocked to see that the big brain Boovs haven't cracked his password yet. Just a few seconds are left till the email reaches Grog, so O decides to handle this matter himself. He puts in his extraordinary long password and cancels the email. Afterward, they start looking for Tip's mom. She's in Australia and also looking for her daughter. Tip gets really excited and they leave the great antenna to find their car, but Captain Smek catches O. Poor O explains how he fixed his mistake, but Captain Smek still wants to arrest him for making all the past mistakes. O is going to be erased. Tip jumps in to save her friend. She threatens to mess with the gravity control, but the Boovs believe it's too complicated for the human. However, Tip easily figures it out and turns over the whole tower. All the Boovs start to roll down, but Tip grabs O's hand. He looks for a flying bubble and asks Tip to jump. They both land in the bubble and fly away. Tip does the driving because the controls will recognize O's fingerprints. Before they can leave the city, the police attack them again and burst their bubble. They slide down in a corner but don't get any serious injuries. Kyle tries to get in their way, but as soon as O touches the bubble control, it deactivates by his fingerprints. Tip eventually finds her car, and they start traveling towards Australia. The journey may take more than 17 hours, but Tip is willing to do anything to unite with her mother. However, O doesn't seem happy at all. He is thinking about Captain Smek's decision to erase him. O considers Captain Smek a superior Boov, so he might be right about erasing O as he can make more silly mistakes in the future. Tip doesn't agree because her mom used to say everyone makes mistakes. They can't be perfect, and that's what makes them unique. Tip's wise words reminds O what Captain Smek told them about humans. They thought humans are simple creatures like animals that need the boobs to teach them and make them happy. But now O has realized that they were wrong. They shouldn't have come to Earth, and O wants to apologize on the behalf of all the boobs. He knows why he is named O. It's because no one gets happy to see him because he is different. This reminds Tip of the time when she moved into the new city. She struggled to fit in, but her mother was there. We all need family and friends. Living all by yourself is no fun. After driving for a while, Tip and O meet the boobs again, but they are not here to arrest them. They seem to be running away. When O turns back, he sees the ships of Gorg following them. O can't understand how this happened. He canceled the email, then how Gorg reached here. There must be another reason. O turns on the car weapons, but they are no match to high-level technology used by Gorg. The Slushius gets severely damaged and crashes on the ground. Tip tries to stop the fuel spills, but it is all in vain. They have failed because they will never be able to reach Australia. After walking around, Tip notices a Gorg ship and advises O to look closer to find some spare parts. O refuses because it has a low probability of success. Tip forces O to do it, so he starts investigating the ship. There, he finds a Gorg superchip. This is what makes Gorg ships better than the ones boobs have. O put it in Slushius, and it flies at thrice the speed than before. O is really shocked because he never expected that a situation with low probability will turn out to be a success. They reach Australia in minutes and witness the boobs running away to save themselves. Tip doesn't care about Gorg attacking their planet because she only wants to find her mother. However, O seems really worried because all the boobs are running away without him. O wants to run away too and asks Tip to come with him. The Earth will be destroyed before Tip can find her mother. There's no hope left. O is just trying to help Tip as a friend, but Tip says that he can never understand human relationships. No matter how hard a situation is, one can never leave behind his family. O starts to overthink, but he doesn't have much time. The last escape pod is about to take off. O gets on the pod and escapes with all the other boobs. They get away from Earth, but Gorg finds them again. All the boobs run towards the escape pods, but O is running to the other direction. He pulls out the superchip and attaches it to their ship. It flies at the speed of light and escapes Gorg. All the boobs gather near O and ask how he did it. After hearing O's brave adventures, the boobs start calling him the super boob. They have finally realized that Smek is not a good captain. O has met a human and she's nothing like what Smek explained. They have families and they care about each other, unlike the selfish boobs. She even cared for O, even though he only helped her a little. The other boobs admire O's bravery and decide to make him their new captain. They ask him to hold the shusher and lead them. O has gotten more than he wished, but it's all because of Tip, whom he left behind. Poor Tip is wandering the streets alone looking for her mother. O decides to fix his mistake and travels back to Earth. Tip is really surprised to see him, but O says that the Earth is where he belongs. Tip is O's friend, and he made a promise that he must fulfill. He has brought the tracker and helps Tip meet her mom. They were willing to look for each other no matter how long it takes. This makes O realize a big secret. He looks inside the shusher and realizes that Gorg is not the taker, boobs are. They stole the shusher, and that's why Gorg is after them. After a while, Gorg's mothership reaches the Earth. Tip wants to help O, but he can't risk her safety and sends her away in the Slushius. Afterward, he runs towards the mothership holding the slusher. He tries to get Gorg's attention, but he is too small. Tip understands the situation and grabs a mirror to shine light at Gorg. Once he notices her, Tip points at O. Gorg understands and applies the brakes, but it will take a while to stop the giant ship. O is standing near a crack and may get crushed by the spaceship, so he throws the slusher towards Tip. The spaceship steps on. O and Tip looks at him helplessly. She starts crying, but luckily, O survived. Gorg gets out of the ship and takes off his armor. He's not as scary as the boobs assumed. He just wanted the slusher because it is like an egg that contains his entire next generation. That's why he was coming after it like crazy. In the next few months, the boobs build a strong connection with the humans and keep visiting Earth. O still loves throwing parties, but now a huge number of guests show up. He made all his fellows realize that living together with friends and family is way more superior than living alone.